Our top story today, President Trump is doing damage control after his remarks Monday about Russian meddling in the 2016 election ignited a firestorm. The president said yesterday he accepts U.S. intelligence evaluations that Moscow interfered in the election and claims he misspoke in Helsinki. CBS Evening News anchor Jeff Glor interviews the president today. See his report on tonight's CBS Evening News. Just 1 week after President Trump announced his pick for Supreme Court candidate, GOP senators are lining up to meet Brett Kavanaugh. Montana Senator Steve Daines is one of them. During Tuesday's meeting, the two discussed Kavanaugh's qualifications, but Senator Daines says he's afraid the judge will not have a fair chance. In his statement following the meeting, Daines said, quote, "I am confident that Judge Kavanaugh will serve well on our nation's highest court and hope that he will receive a fair confirmation hearing." Senator Daines says he discussed the nominee on Air Force One with President Trump while they traveled to Montana earlier this month. Daines also joined President Trump at the White House for Kavanaugh's nomination announcement on July 9th. Elsewhere, 20 miles of Montana's East Rosebud Creek are now a step closer to federal protection thanks to a bipartisan vote in the U.S. House Tuesday. The bill would designate a portion of East Rosebud Creek on the Custer National Forest as a wild and scenic river. Montana Congressman Greg Gianforte introduced the bill in the House. If it's signed by the president, East Rosebud Creek would become the first Montana waterway to receive the wild and scenic classification since 1976. Turning to Crime Watch, Missoula police say a woman from Dixon, Montana, who's been missing since June, could be held captive against her will. Officials continue to look into the whereabouts of 23-year-old Jermaine Charlo, who also goes by Liz. Charlo was last seen in mid-June when she was spotted at several downtown Missoula bars. Since then, Charlo has been absent from social media, leading investigators to believe she could be in a situation where her freedoms are being restricted. At the time of her disappearance, Charlo was wearing a gray hoodie and a light blue baseball cap with 3 trees on the front logo. A warning this morning from Montana's health officials. It's time to take extra steps to protect yourself. A mosquito has tested positive for West Nile virus about 6 miles north of Great Falls. So far, there's no known human infection in the area, but the discovery of a mosquito with the virus means it's time to take precautions. Health officials say the best defense against mosquitoes is the 5 Ds. Apply repellent containing DEET, avoid outdoor activities at dusk and dawn, drain standing water, and dress appropriately. The Montana Healthcare Foundation and the state have launched a new program aimed at reducing drug and alcohol use in pregnant women, new mothers, and families. The 3-step plan provides support and care throughout a woman's pregnancy and includes screening, counseling, or higher levels of care if needed. Care coordinators can then address social issues ranging from transportation to family violence. The final step includes making a plan with a peer recovery coach and other community support teams. The Montana Healthcare Foundation says last year it found just 6% of state licensed substance abuse programs treated pregnant women and young families.
We've got a lot of the hospitals that deliver babies in this state recognizing this is a very important issue and you know, very committed to taking it on. It's a way of supporting people and making sure that they have a successful, healthy pregnancy. It's very common. It's a chronic medical illness, but it's going to take some time.
Aaron says they have seen other states implement this plan, and it has helped lower the rates of drug and alcohol use during and after pregnancy. Now from our schools, new Billings School District 2 Superintendent Greg Upham has been on the job for about a week now. Among his top priorities here, a heavy focus on student achievement.
Improve the college readiness, and also on the CTE side, the career readiness, and those are 2 areas that I'm very passionate about. The other part is working with the mental health, you know, with students that are experiencing troubles, and working at a state level with that. I'd mentioned that in my interview. Our school counselors are just having extreme difficulty with the issues they're dealing with, and I think the state needs to be more informed, and we as educators need to help inform them so that we can work together and create a healthier child. I'm happy to be in Billings, and it's exciting, and I'm here with my lab, Bo, so Bo and I are doing Billings.
And now to the west of us, a wildlife monitoring project has captured what's believed to be the first documentation of wolverine kits in the Bitterroot National Forest. Wolverine Watchers, a citizen science monitoring project, says the 3 kits and their mother were captured on film munching on deer bones at a wildlife data monitoring station. Since it started in 2015, Wolverine Watchers has documented 10 individual wolverines in the Bitterroot and Sapphire Mountains. And staying on the topic of wildlife, one of the greatest things about living in Montana is the abundance of wildlife. While there's some you want to avoid in person, there's one family giving you the chance to get up close and personal with grizzly bears from the safety of your phone or computer. MTM's Justine Stewart takes us to the Mission Valley.
Blow your whistle.
And there's good reason for that. Because if you're walking through Bob Thoff's St. Ignatius property, you are most likely not alone. It's also home to grizzly bears. Some may just be passing through, but many spend their summer and fall here, relaxing in the tall grass and brush or cooling off in the creek. Despite it being somewhat nerve-wracking, Bob and his daughter Stacy Thoth-Plimmer decided it was time to start documenting their local tenants.
It was in 2015 when we decided to start seeing lots of grizzly bears, so we said, you know, we might as well start taking some pictures of them. So Stacy and I have been at it since, this will be our 3rd year or 4th.
3rd year.
After setting up game cameras in several different spots, they discovered there were more bears than they ever anticipated.
Take a test picture and see where you're at.
All right.
The results, amazing, and fun footage of these iconic beasts. It was something they wanted to share with the community. So they turned to Facebook and created the Mission Valley Montana GrizzCam page.
Basically kind of right away, because we didn't know how else to share what we were finding. And we didn't realize what we're even going to find. It was just a big experiment. And then we were getting some pretty fun pictures, and Facebook was the easiest way to share it. People enjoy it. There's people from all over the world that watch it.
And of course, everyone has their favorite spots.
I like the culvert ones, where they walk across the culvert.
That's his favorite.
That's my favorite.
The balancing act.
The balancing act. That. Scratch, scratch, scratch on the culvert. Yeah, it's pretty good stuff.
The rubbing tree for sure that we were just at, of the 2 cubs that use that as the tree, and then the sow was there with them too.
But getting to these spots can be tricky.
We make a lot of noise.
Yeah, we shut our machines off so we can hear them.
Yeah, and we pull our cameras out of the brush and try to keep them in the more open. So you're not going back into a brush patch to check one, because that's not a good idea. They don't want us any more than we want them. They really don't.
We only carry bear spray. We quit carrying a gun a long time ago.
And setting up those cameras is no easy task.
And we're moving them around.
About every week.
And we check them about every week to 10 days probably. We come through and pull the cards.
Yeah.
If there's a new bear trail going on,
we move them.
We move one.
Not really.
Just trying to get it right.
It's hard.
It is.
It is really hard. It's disappointing when you get a really good half of a bear.
Yeah, we've done that a lot.
Oh, it's got really good legs.
Then, of course, you have some who may just like the cameras a little too much.
So they'll come bat them around, but if I Lysol them, so far we've been good. The one I lost didn't have Lysol. They don't like blue can Lysol.
Which is good, since Bob and Stacy need to keep those cameras running as their Facebook page gets more popular by the day.
And it's fun for us.
You get a lot of hits too on your stuff.
Usually, yeah.
In St. Ignatius, Justine Stewart, MTN News.